I'm not going to waste your time. Here's 3 ways to build a wide aesthetic chest for your physique. Number 1 is, and you probably don't know about this, to pre-fatigue the chest. So what does that mean? Pre-fatiguing is where you do an isolation exercise, a quick isolation exercise for high reps and low weight before you perform the kind of main exercise, normally a compound exercise for your lift, right? So for example, if you're doing leg day, right, and you have squats for legs, to pre-fatigue the quads, which are kind of the main muscle for legs, and to make sure you get a better workout of the quads, you would do something like leg extensions 3 times 15 for lower weight before you hit your squats. The reason this works is it helps to strengthen the mind-muscle connection before you perform the workout. And it also pre-exhausts the muscles, so you're going to exert more effort during your lift. You know how some days you just have a bad workout? Like, you worked the muscle a lot, you did a lot of exercise, but you just don't feel like you worked the muscle well enough. This fixes that. This makes sure you don't have any gas in the tank and you really feel it in whatever muscle you pre-fatigue. The popular fitness influencer Alex Eubanks swears by this, and he has like a massive chest. He's got a great physique, right? He always talks about pre-fatiguing the muscle group in every single video where he teaches how to get an aesthetic physique or build a certain muscle group to be aesthetic, right? He always talks about this in every single one, like ad nauseum. And he has a ton of experience. He has years and years and years and years of experience. More people should be pre-fatiguing muscles, and they aren't. So to build a broad aesthetic chest, what we have to do is pre-fatigue the muscles before we move on to our main exercises, our main chest exercises. And we can do this by picking any isolation exercise that works chest, right? I think dumbbell or machine flies are probably the best, performed for 3 sets of 15 with low weight, right? You really want to make sure you get good form and you just feel it in the muscle, and probably perform like really slow reps as well to just get a better activation of the chest before you really move on to killing it with the other chest exercises. By the way, I explain all of this in my full program. That's the top link in the description. If you're interested in building an aesthetic physique and you're interested in investing in yourself, then you should definitely click that link and check it out and watch the video attached and see if it's for you. And you should pause the video right now and go do that. And if it doesn't seem like it's for you today, you can obviously just close that tab and come back here and watch the rest of this video. Number 2 is to train all angles of the chest. So not everyone knows this, but there's actually 3 parts to your chest. There's the lower, the middle, and the upper chest. If you just train one part or 2 parts without training all of them, then your chest is not going to look as good as it could. It might look weird and unproportional. It could even be strong, but it's not going to really give you that look. It's not going to do your physique justice, right? The upper chest especially is important for that kind of separation look that really adds to that like Superman chest kind of aesthetic. All of the big bodybuilders, all of the people that have the best looking physiques always have like a really good upper chest, you'll notice. Kind of like Alex Eubanks, like I talked about before. Really good upper chest, as well as, you know, of course he has everything else developed as well, but he has not ignored the upper chest. That really adds, again, that level of separation that really makes your chest stand out. I ignored this for way too long. So I actually didn't work any upper chest for the longest time when I first started. And it was a real problem, right? Because then I had to catch up later. So I don't want that for you. We can do this by performing a variety of chest exercises to hit all angles instead of just 1 or 2 of the same chest exercises. Most people just hit like if you imagine most people's routines, they just hit, and this might be you, they just hit kind of like the middle chest part, which is like bench press, flat press, right? And then like a chest machine, a chest press machine. Those are fun exercises. Those are good to have in your routine, but they're not enough by a long shot. You need to get all angles of the chest. So don't just do flat bench press. Do incline press, right? Do some dips to work the lower chest. Do some flies to like work the outer chest and to kind of widen it as well. And you really sort of get like the development that the like Instagram models, the fitness influencer kind of look like what they have, right? Number 3, and most people ignore this, prioritize form over weight. Most people think that strength and muscle mass are the same thing. They aren't. We actually want to train for hypertrophy and growth rather than strength. Well, it feels good to like tell your friends what your max bench press is, right? To like ego lift for strength. That doesn't necessarily build muscle. Have you ever seen like really strong guys, but they're kind of small? They're like really small guys. They're muscular, but they don't have a lot of mass to them. That's how you get that way. And that's impressive for sure. But what we want to do is train for aesthetics. And if you want to train for aesthetics, you have to train for hypertrophy. And the way you do that is you don't do sets with a ridiculously tiny amount of reps, and you focus on good form and mind-muscle connection. 1, stop doing any sets below 8 reps. I like doing 10. 10 is my magic number for reps. 2, lower the weight until you can achieve good form. There's no valor in bad form. 3, retract your shoulder blades for the pressing movements. So this opens up the chest and it stops your shoulders from taking over, right? It kind of like increases the tension on the chest, stops your shoulders from taking over. What you need to remember while you do this is you're trying to like almost squeeze a pencil or something between your shoulder blades, right? Like it shouldn't fall, or a piece of paper or something like that. Press them together as you do the pressing movements. 4, keep your elbows at a 45-degree angle for the pressing movements, right? So a lot of beginners will make the mistake of doing like this with push-ups, with bench press, stuff like that. This is bad. This is very, very bad, okay? Your elbows should be at a 45-degree angle from your body. This keeps the focus on the pecs and does sort of the same thing as like retracting the shoulder blades. Like it makes sure the shoulders don't really take over for the movement. And lastly, number 5, slow your reps down, okay? This increases the time under tension, which is what we want for hypertrophy, right? That's why we increase the reps is time under tension. So you can take that a step further and slow the reps down. You won't be able to push as much weight. It'll be a lot harder to get to your rep mark, but the difference is night and day. You'll get such a better workout from slowing your reps down. A lot of guys, they like to do explosive stuff. They like to move the weight really fast. That's good, you know, explosive stuff can be good, but we're not doing plyometrics here. We're doing machines, we're doing dumbbells, we're doing weighted stuff, right? We're not doing plyometrics, so don't treat it like a plyometric. Do it slow and controlled. That'll increase the time of attention and get you more results per rep. Those are the 3 biggest things to explode your growth in your chest and get a broad, wide, aesthetic chest for your physique. But I'm gonna give you one more. Your bonus tip today is to go until failure every single set. Have you ever noticed when you watch YouTube videos of people like fitness influencers doing their workouts, like David Lade, Chris Bumstead, Alex Eubanks, people like this, right? What do you notice when they do all of their sets, when they do their workouts? Have you ever noticed they seem to be putting in a ton of effort? Like their face is all scrunched up, they're like red in the face, they're breathing really, really heavy, right? And on the last rep, they normally struggle to get it up before finally dropping it. Why do you think that is? It seems kind of obvious now that I've said it, right? But nobody like notices straight away. They go until failure every single set. Failure is where the money is. What's that like saying from Tom Platz, where he's like, thank God we've achieved failure. The only place to go from here is success. It's something like that.
Come on! Come on! Congratulations. You achieved failure. Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. except people train not as hard.
Word of warning, if you decide to do this, it will be harder. Your performance will be worse, will be much worse throughout your workout. But your growth will be enormous, so it's absolutely worth it. If you like wasting time, then just like do your standard 10 reps or whatever, and then implement the other 3 things. And you will see chest growth. But if you're serious, if you want to achieve like a broad aesthetic chest within a shorter time span because you want to accelerate growth, really implement this. Go until failure every single set. And here's how you do it, okay? Every single set that you do, grab a weight that you think you can do your mark for. So if your mark is 10 reps, right? My golden number. Grab a weight you know you can do 10 reps for, but probably not 14. Does that make sense? You're gonna have to like feel this out, and you might have to grab a couple different weights and like change it up in order to find this weight, right? But basically what that means is find that weight, grab it, perform 10 reps with good form, and then continue on until failure. If you get past your failure mark, if you get past 14, that means that you picked a weight that was too light, and you need to increase it next time. If you didn't perform 10, then that means you need to decrease the weight until you can perform 10 clean reps, right? But the point is to go until failure every single set. After your 10 good reps, you're allowed to kind of have bad form in the last couple, right? The purpose of this is to have absolutely no gas in the tank by the end of the set. You want to get some good rest between sets, right? But really push yourself intensely on these failure sets. I promise it'll be worth it and you'll make tons of chest gains. If you got any value from this video, there's something you can do which is a win-win for both of us, which is to scroll down and click the subscribe button. I win because you get a new subscriber. You win because anytime I have a new insight, thought, or I try something new, learn something new, I can make a video and directly give you value. Thank you so much for watching. Click the top link in the description. That is my full program. Have an amazing day. Bye.